Hello everybody, good afternoon. Myself is Manmohan Krishnan, lecturer in chemistry, Government Polytechnic College, Kotkapura. Today my topic is nomenclature of organic compounds. So before discussing nomenclature, let's have a brief discussion about organic chemistry. So organic chemistry is the branch of chemistry that deals with organic compounds. So organic chemistry deals with organic compounds. So organic chemistry, the branch of chemistry that deals with organic compounds. So organic compounds are, and what are organic compounds? Organic compounds are the compounds derived from living beings. Organic compounds are compounds that are derived from living beings, for example, plants, animals, insects, etc. So the main component of organic compound is carbon. So these are also called hydrocarbons. They contain carbon and hydrogen. So the main element of organic compound is carbon. So nomenclature of organic compounds. So before nomenclature, so I will like to discuss about functional group. So functional group is an atom or group of atoms which determine the property of an organic compound. It is an atom or group of atoms attached with main carbon chain and determine the chemical property of compounds. So functional group is atom or group of atoms attached with main carbon chain and determine the chemical property of a compound. So for example, if we say this is carbon chain, so this is a functional group. This is functional group. So different types of functional groups are there. So functional group determine the property of a organic compound, and likewise if I write this, so this is functional group. For example, this is also functional group. So there are different types of compound, atoms or group of atoms which determine the property of a compound. So let's have next is nomenclature of organic So, nomenclature here means naming a compound. Nomenclature implies assigning proper name to certain compound using standard rules so that the study of compound is easy to understand. Okay. So, nomenclature means assigning proper name to a compound. So, means giving proper name to a compound so that the study of organic compound is easy. So, there are two types of systems prevailing. These are common names, and so there are two types of system to provide name to organic compound. So, there are two types of system which provide name to organic compound. These are the two types of names: common name system and trivial system. And number 2 is IUPAC system. So, there are two types of systems which provide name to a organic compound. So, first one is common name or trivial system, and next is a IUPAC system. So, common name system, in this system the name is given according to origin, or it can be popular name. For example, methyl alcohol methane is also called marsh gas, as it is obtained in marshy places, दलदली थामा जो होती हैं. So, marsh place, as it is obtained from marshy places. And formic acid, derived its name from formicus, because formicus is derived from red ants. So, name formicus means red ants. So Greek word formicus means red at. Formic acid is derived from red ants. So formic acid is derived from formicus. So likewise acetic acid, acetic acid derived its name from acetum. So acetum means vinegar in Greek, sirka. So vinegar, sirka. That we use in pickles. So likewise common names are given to compounds according to their popularity or origin. So where the origin or that is or maybe popular name in some country, so that is common name, or this is called trivial system. Another system is IUPAC system. So in this system name is given according to specific rules. So IUPAC means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So IUPAC means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Its head office is in Geneva, and it provides names to different compounds according to specific rules. So this is a modern system used all over in world. So it forms standard rules, it revise rule, and specific name is given to specific compound. So IUPAC gives name to specific name to specific compounds. So according to rules we can name them. So it consists of different so according to IUPAC system, so name has three parts: name of a compound has three parts. So this is called prefix, word root, and suffix. So name is given according to by adding prefix to the word root and suffix. So what are prefix, word root, suffix? So let's have discussion about prefix, suffix and word root. So what is word root? So we will discuss first about word root. So word root means how many number of carbon atoms are there. So word root gives basic unit of name. So it specifies the number of carbon atoms in longest continuous chain. Specify number of carbon atoms. So how many carbon atoms are there? So word root tells that how many carbon atoms are there. So according to number of carbon atom, if there is one carbon atom, so word root is given meth. For 2 word root is eth. For 3 word root is prop. For 4 word root is but. For 5 word root is pent. For 6 word root is hex. For 7 word root is hept. for 8 word root is oct, for 9 word root is non, for 10 word root is dec, for 11 word root is undec, for 12 word root is dodec. Okay. According to number of carbon atom, word root is given. So, there are more, if there are more number of carbon atom, word root is also specified for that, for 20, 50, 100 and 100, and for 1000, 2000. So, there are names for them. As due to catenation property of carbon, so it forms a large number of organic compounds. So, the number of organic compound is much more than inorganic compounds due to this catenation property of carbons, and only due to this property of carbon it forms a large number of compounds. So, it is a need to give name to the compounds. So, according, if there is two number, if there are two number in carbon chain, so the word root is eth. So, if there is one carbon, so word root is meth. So, if 4 carbon, the word root is but. So, according to number of carbon atom, we give name to the we give word root to the we give word root for that carbon number. So, next is suffix. So, suffix is placed behind the word root, that comes behind the word root, that is word root plus suffix. So, suffix, there are two types of suffix placed behind word root. So, there are two types of suffix. First is primary suffix, also written as, and second is secondary suffix. Okay. So, there are two types of suffix, primary suffix and secondary suffix. So, primary suffix tells about the multiplicity of bond in carbon-carbon. So, it represents nature of carbon-carbon bond, that is functional group and functional group attached with it. Secondary group tells about the functional group attached with it. Primary group tell about the multiplicity of carbon-carbon bond. So, if there are all the single bonds in carbon-carbons, then the suffix is "-ane". So, if there is a double bond, then "-ene", and if there is a one triple bond, one or more than one triple bond, then the word root is suffix is "-ine". For example, if I write this carbon, so there is a single bond in carbon-carbon and the name is eth, as the word root is eth for 2 carbon and plus suffix is, primary suffix is "-ane". So, name is ethane. If I write this compound, so accordingly the word root is eth for 2 carbon and primary suffix is "-ene", that is ethene, because there is a double bond. So, here I will like to tell about the number of bonds in carbon. So, carbon is tetravalent compound, it forms 4 bonds at its periphery. So, if I write ethane, there is single bond in carbon carbon and there are 3 hydrogen. If I write there is, if double bond, then there are 2 hydrogen and then bond are 4 for carbon. There are 4 bonds in carbon. Okay. So, if I write triple bond here, then the name will be ine. Sorry, name will be eth plus ine. This is ethyne, as there is a triple bond in it. So, eth plus ine. So, primary suffix tells about the multiplicity of bond. So, if there is single bond, then we will write ane. So, if there is a double bond, then we will write ene, and if there is triple bond, then we will write ine. Secondary suffix tells about the functional group. Tells about the functional group. It is attached behind primary suffix. So, word root plus primary suffix plus secondary suffix. Okay. It is placed behind primary suffix. So, secondary suffix tells about the functional group. So, which is what are functional groups? So, functional group, as discussed earlier, an atom or group of atoms which determine the property of a compounds, chemical property of organic compounds. So, there are different types of functional groups: alcohol, aldehyde, carboxylic acid, acid amide, ketone, cyanide, amines, nitro, so there are different types of functional groups. So, accordingly the name is suffix is given for them. So, for alcohol the suffix is secondary suffix is ol. For alcohol the secondary suffix is ol, and for aldehyde the secondary suffix is al. For carboxylic acid the secondary suffix is oic acid, and for acid amide the secondary suffix is amide. For ketone the secondary suffix is -on. For cyanide the secondary suffix is nitrile. For amino the secondary suffix is amine. Nitro is not given as suffix, it is made prefix. So accordingly, if I write this compound, so the name, the word root for one carbon is meth and ane and ol. Meth plus ane plus ol. The E of ane is omitted and the name is made methanol. So the name is methanol. So ol is secondary suffix. So here the functional group is aldehyde. This is aldehyde group. The functional group is aldehyde and the name is, for 3 carbon there is the name is prop plus ane plus ol. Propanol. The name is propanol. So E of ane is omitted and the name is made propanol. Okay. So this was secondary suffix, and now is a prefix. So prefix, that is attached before word root. So prefix are also of 2 types, that is prefix, that is attached before a word root. So prefix is also of 2 types, primary prefix and secondary prefix. So primary prefix tells about, that is attached immediately before word root. This tells about numerical approach, that is mono, di, tri or cyclic nature of compound. Mainly it tells about the cyclic nature of compound. For example, if the compound is cyclic in nature, so there are 4 carbon and that makes a ring. So this is called cyclobutane. So here this is primary prefix, cyclobutane. Cyclo is a primary prefix, and secondary prefix. Secondary prefix tells about the, it denotes the side chain or substituent group in alphabetical order. It tells about the substituents. Substituent tells about the substituents or side chain in a compound. Side chain in a compound. For example, if I write this compound, so the name of this compound is, at first of all we will select main chain and give them number. Okay. So the main chain, longest continuous chain is selected So, first row of is longest continuous chain is selected and numbering is done according to the side chain gets minimum number. So, here the group P, this is this will make primary prefix, we will make the name